Hello everyone, I'm Raakhi Rupani, Communications Coordinator for BNI here in the UAE. And today the member we have on Spotlight for you all is Beenish Haider. Beenish is a member of BNI Emperors, which has recently been launched. And as a founding member, she's already been achieving a lot of KPIs, making her the top performer in the chapter. So let's get talking to her and see how she does it. Hi Beenish, how are you today?
Hi, Raakhi. I'm well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a part of this interview with us today. We know you're a member of the Emperor's chapter, which has just been launched. So before we get started with any of the questions, tell us about who you are, what category you represent, and what got you into BNI.
Oh, that's three questions in one. Okay, I hope I can do justice to that. Of course, like you guys know, Beenish Haider is my name. I represent the legal category for corporate and commercial in BNI Emperors. BNI Emperors is the recent launch chapter. We launched around about, I think, three weeks ago or so. Mm-hmm. And we are willing and I think planning to be the emperors. What got me into BNI? That's a very interesting question because I think I'm going to have an answer that you may not receive generally speaking. I myself got myself into BNI. So, so basically when I walked into the first visit session, I was also, of course, asked this question, who invited you, who sponsored you? And I said myself, because what happened was I'm a part of a lot of different forums. So as a lawyer, I'm part of the International Bar Association. Then I was part of the Dubai Business Women Council and a few here and there. But of course, every forum has its own benefits. Where I was looking for a very referral, business-oriented forum, and I started doing my research, and I also came across, of course, Mastermind, Toastmaster, Corporate Connections, a lot of other forums as well, and BNI. So I said, okay, let's give it all a try. That's how I was introduced into BNI. I wrote to my team then, because I told them, okay, I'm interested in exploring, and couldn't you write to the head office? They wrote to the head office. Turned out, of course, legal is a very hot category. So it was not really available in a lot of chapters. But then we found out the chapters that it was available in, and I started going, visiting. And through that, I found out also about Empress as a launch chapter. And I decided to actually not go in a running chapter and to shift into a launch chapter. So that's my quick BNI story.
Excellent, excellent. So for all the members out here who are viewing this video, let me also tell you all that Beenish is actually a founding member of the newest chapter out here, which is the Emperors. And it's just been launched close about last month. You've already accomplished the highest number of new members sponsored, referrals generated, visitors invited, one-to-ones. I mean, hitting all the KPIs, Beenish. What inspires you to be such a great achiever? High achiever, I would say.
High achiever. I think my inspiration is to get the maximum TYCBs as well. But no, honestly, it's just about the approach. That's what I've personally felt. And I think that's what we learn in BNI as well, that yes, it is a business networking institution, but it's also about making it personal. So the minute we understand that BNI will actually help us with all our figures and with all our KPIs, we will make it happen. So I genuinely did not focus on being a high achiever, but I wanted my journey to be productive. And I think it also comes with being a lawyer, that whatever you go into it with so much heart and so much passion that you try to do the checklist. So if I'm given another checklist of 3 more things, I think I'm going to fulfill that.
That's great. That's great. I have another question here for you. As much as you're a new member, if anyone were to meet you, they would think you are a seasoned BNI member. I mean, with so much of experience under your belt, what's your secret?
Raakhi, I'm going to share something because I am also a mentor coordinator, right, for the chapter. And I've recently just shared it with 2 new inductees of the chapter. One of the biggest, I think, challenges that we mostly feel in BNI is getting the visitors. What we don't realize is that the visitors that we get are actually, of course, and like we all talk about it, Salesforce, our own salespeople. But we actually look at it only as an obligation, that no, we have to grow our chapter, we have to get the visitors, we have to increase the numbers. But what we don't think of it as is, the more we get, genuinely, the better for us. Because if we're getting, the others are also getting. And a lot of times I have some clients where I cannot go to them and tell them, okay, get me more referrals because of the client prestige. But if I introduce my clients as well into BNI, it's the BNI system that's going to make them give me more referrals and make me, of course, do the same. And if I don't, they will not. So it's about also being obliged to the system. And the minute the system lays it out for you, you become accountable to it. So if you understand that accountability and you understand that it's actually for our benefit, it is going to happen. So it's no secret. It's trying to nurture the maximum of the platform for myself. And because I'm doing it for myself as a policy, it happens for everybody.
Yes.
And that's my purpose. And that's what I try to support everybody with, that it's just the mindset. The minute we change our mindset, that, okay, this is an established system and this will work and this is for us, we're going to follow through with that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really commendable on you being such a new member and sharing so much experience already. Any special connections? I know it's too soon to say, but any special connections or relationships that you've built so far that has helped you grow personally or professionally?
Actually, no, it's not too soon. Thank you for asking that question, which means I can also do a few shout outs then. So when I was visiting a few chapters, there was a chapter that I really liked, but of course, legal was already there. And for some reason, I ended up being a visitor there. Normally, you can't be a visitor for closed categories, right? But I ended up being a visitor there. And we had one of the members who also represents and is part of different other forums. That member introduced me to the Pakistan Business Council. I'm from Pakistan as my home country.
Mm-hmm.
And I am, as much as it may seem, but I'm really not an open networker. And that's why I think BNI works for me, like focus networking, but I'm really not an open networker. So I'd always wanted, okay, I was always in touch with Pakistan Business Council, a few other Pakistani forums, but I was not very active. So it's who introduced me to the person in BNI who was representing Pakistan Business Council as well. So we have one of the ex-chairmen of Pakistan Business Council in BNI. We have a vice president of Women Empowerment Wing in Pakistan in BNI, representing Pakistan Business Council. So I got into the Pakistan Business Council through BNI. Can you see that? For example, It's an international forum, but it got me more connected to my home country platforms as well. And through that, I've actually run and conducted some very strong public seminars for the community, which I hope has helped people, and I've received very positive feedback for that. And through that forum, I've gotten connected with the Pakistan Association Dubai, which is also very well recognized. So I will shout out to BNI and those members of BNI that have got me introduced into these forums as well. And with an introduction, and we all know the strength of introductions and referrals, right? With this introduction, when I got introduced into those forums, there was no open networking. There was a background and a referral strength that I had and I came with. So it's been working through BNI, PBC, Pakistan Business Council, through Pakistan Business Council, Pakistan Association of Dubai, and I hope it continues. And I'm sure that it will. It's such a strong platform. So definitely within this short time, it's given me so much that I'm looking forward to my entire journey. And I've, as a core group member, when you're looking at it and when you're thinking, okay, should I go into a running chapter? Should I do it? Should I not? I signed up for 2 years straight. So I'm looking forward to my 2-year journey.
That's how I tell people always, BNI just makes your world a smaller place. But before we end this interview, I would just like to ask you one last question. Any tips or anything that you would like to share as advice to people who are considering to become members, who are exploring yet whether the path of BNI is going to be great for them or whether they're still considering whether they should go ahead with this?
Definitely. We have a lot of membership platforms that can give you a lot of aspects. They can give you visibility, connections. They can give you a network. For example, for a lot of doctors, for a lot of lawyers, you'll have all international forums. They will give you that connection, but they will not give you that referral unless there is a need. This is a platform that will give you the visibility, the connections, the recognition, the referrals, the business, and the credibility. With genuinely, I believe it is a very, very, very well-balanced platform. So I would say anyone who's looking for all of those, BNI is the right place.
Thank you so much, Beenish. And with that, thank you so much for being a part of this interview. I wish you all the very best in your success and your growth with Emperor Chapter.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for considering me.